sure to tackle the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. This is the big story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. Today we have all dressed in black and they're carrying a really prominent logo on those t-shirts. The Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. We have the principal, Mr. Willis Potter, and we also have Ms. Tanya Malone Smith. You're the head of the Home Economics Department, you call it, or the culinary division?
Yes, I'm a teacher in the culinary
division. Okay. How are things going with you guys? I know it's weather and everything going on around us. How are you managing?
Well, because the location of the school, Bargansby is kind of sheltered, so the weather didn't really affect us much. So things are still running fine.
How is the school environment?
I mean, when you think about the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies as opposed to other schools, because of the size of the population, it's relatively quiet. I mean, sometimes you come, you don't know where they're.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But things happening behind those walls.
Oh, definitely.
And great things, huh?
Definitely.
The things that are happening are what we call the money-making stuff. Because once you come out with a technical skill, you're good.
I want to see the day when every child that leaves a high school in the BVI has a technical skill attached to them on their way going out to the water walk.
Nice. It pays off. But that's not what we really hear about, right? We want to get down deep inside to some what's happening inside and giving the outside an opportunity to come in and see what's going on. Next Tuesday, the 18th, you guys have a big open day. Tell us about it and why you thought that this was necessary to do around now.
Well, I mean, every year we tend to go into other schools to market our programs, and sometimes you don't get the time you need to really explain to people what you're getting. The Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies offers something you can't get anywhere else. The qualifications that our students are able to walk away with. When you look at any other high school, you can get your school leaving certificate, you can get your CXCs, and that's it. At the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies, you get your school leaving certificate, your CXCs, you get CBQs, and CT and Guilds. So a child leaving the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies is more qualified than any other child in the BVI.
Okay, and the culinary department, that is definitely a big one.
A big one. We this year we plan to push the open house because we want to bring in students and let students know, even the wider community know what the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies has to offer. And we'll be touching on Tuesday on every subject area. So they'll know more about our automotive program, what we have to offer in auto. Culinary, we'll have live displays, we'll have cocktails, mocktails, live cooking demonstrations. And then in the cosmetology area, we'll have the girls doing hair, we'll have hair on display, makeup, if you want your makeup done. You can also make an appointment to come and get your hair or your makeup done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, not for free though.
With a small fee.
A small donation to the school, let's call it that.
And you can also get your car service
So this is something that you have been doing, or it's a part of the school's curriculum, where we encourage persons to bring their vehicles or whatever, so that the students can get their experience?
The students can get their experience and the public can get to see what we actually offer, what our students can actually do. You know, there's a term that says seeing is believing. Because I can tell you anything now, but until you come to that campus, you don't know what to believe.
Okay. There tends to be a stigma or a myth about the Virgin Islands School of Technical Studies. For some reason, some persons think that it's if you are not academically inclined or you didn't make it to a certain level in high school and you had to be expelled or you aged out or something, that is the place you go. You go to do something else because you weren't able to make it in academics, but I've learned that that's not the case.
That's totally not the case. I can speak in reference to myself. I was an automotive student. I'm now a principal. The thing is, I went to auto because that's what I liked. I liked working with my hands. I was academically sound, but I tend to like to fix and repair and do that kind of stuff. It's important that we understand that technical is not a lower level. Technical is actually a higher level. Because would you drive on a bridge created by a dunce? Would you have a doctor work on you that doesn't have his tools and his knowledge? Because medicine is technical. So we look at technical as, okay, those lower level jobs. But if you really check, engineers, those big buildings, skyscrapers in the States, it's technical persons that are making those buildings. So when you look at technical and from a technical, how are you telling me that you understand what technical really is when you could frown at something that can marble a wall? Planes are flying. It's technical. Boats, metal boats are sailing on water. It's technical. It's all technical. Hollywood, movie making is technical. Arts and craft is technical. Almost everything you do is technical. But we frown on technical in the BVI. We have to get behind that and figure out what the rest of the world is doing.
Or what's needed also here in the Virgin Islands.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Just to add to Mr. Potter, over at our institution, we also do core subjects. So we have the same math, same English, same science, same social studies.
Same level.
Same level that Elmore Stout or any other secondary school in the BVI does. But we only have, in addition to that, our technical area. So at the end of their senior years, they will graduate with a high school diploma on the same level as any other secondary school. In addition to their CVQ certificate, their City and Guild certificate, and their CXC certification.
And that's for every program that the school
That's
offers?
for every program that the school
For
offers.
the mechanical section,
Yes.
for the cosmetology
Yes.
section, and the culinary.
Same.
But
Exactly.
it's those three areas only.
Those are the three main areas right now, yes.
Oh, okay. So what's the entry point for someone to get into the...
Well, to get into the
this?
technical school, really, is a student has to complete 9th grade. A student that passes 9th grade and moves to 10 is a student that we will take into the technical school. Our programs are 3-year programs because people are always trying to, for some reason, want to graduate at 11th grade in BVI. But I always tell people to really learn a car is a complex piece of machine, and the cars nowadays are so different to the cars back in the day. All of the technical advancements cars have made, you can't learn all the information in 2 years. You need to take your time and learn it properly. So when we turn out a mechanic, the mechanic is ready for the road.
Okay. Okay. So so you say you must have passed the 9th grade. You must have been successful. But yet there are those children who struggle.
Yes.
But they're so confident that, put me to do something technical, I am going to excel.
I've heard that conversation, right? And I could tell you, over the years, with my connection to the technical school, I remember before I came over, a group of students left Elmore Stout. Students that people didn't think too much of. And the following year I came to BIS and I realized that those students that were given trouble, I was getting in trouble at Elmore Stout, were model students at BIS. Sometimes the size of your institution could be a part of your problem. Because of the size of this, you're able to pay closer attention. You're able to give more individualized attention. So those students that get lost in a big classroom won't get lost at this because your class size is 10 instead of 30. So the ratio of teacher is 1 to, you see what I'm saying? So when you have that smaller class size and that small campus, it's like a family at this. We try to keep all of our children together. And we keep them there. I mean, when you look around the news, what do you hear about this?
See them participating in the competition.
Okay,
Yes.
spelling bees,
Debates and debates.
Exactly.
And doing well too.
Exactly, and then when you look at a uniform, look at a uniform. I like to boast. We have the most beautiful uniform in the BBI.
Almosat is going to tell you the same. Sheena's going to tell you the same.
Well,
Brigada Flags is going to tell you
if
the
I
same.
didn't tell-
God, quickly will tell you the same.
If I didn't tell you that, then I would be a part of the conversation, right? We gotta be a part of the conversation.
Yes.
Cause we can push up and we can show up.
Yes.
What's the biggest success story that you could really recall from the time that you've interacted with those kids? Tanya, I know I traveled with you
Yes.
on a culinary expedition once, and I see what that department does. But in the other areas,
Success stories. Now I could. There's a young lady that graduated. I don't know, just was last year.
The year before.
Year before. We had a young lady that came to us that was hearing impaired. Hearing impaired, so she was delayed in terms of her development. That young lady went into a trade program. And she was attached to Envy during the school year. She was able to graduate. She's now working at Envy full time as a hairdresser. Yeah, I mean,
She's awesome. She did my son's
she
hair
is
last week.
I'm sorry I didn't have some of a picture so I could show you the level of work this young lady does.
Yeah.
wow.
Even with her impediment, she still shines in public right next to good hairdressers.
Yeah.
A credible hairdressing salon in Envy.
Oh yes,
Has
yes.
taken her on and realizes that she has the skills to maintain that job. You want to talk success stories? We could talk success stories.
Wow,
You know,
wow.
even in the culinary area, back in the day when Radiance went away with the culinary team and won the seafood competition in Miami.
Yeah.
And then what's the young man name from Virgin Islands that was a part of the culinary team?
Jadiel.
Jadiel
Jadiel,
Gibson.
yes.
Right. So there's so many stories that you can tell about this school. Kiera John back in the day when she was a top student in the territory.
Stop in the territory.
So
And
the school is there and the school is working.
And last year we had 2 top students in the top
In the
10.
top 10.
They came out of the culinary program, top 4 and top 7.
Wow, and so that's what we call demystifying the myths.
Exactly.
Demystifying the myths. I also have learned from following a student or two that while you talk about the academic aspects of it, even if they do not make it, they also can qualify for the after school where they get that individualized attention and up their grades so they get to graduate.
Exactly, because the thing is, sometimes within the classroom setting, as much as you have that individualized attention, you still don't get it amongst your peers. Sometimes you need to single out a child and take a different approach to that one child to make sure that child will get it. We have some teachers over there. Mrs. Hubbard in our exceptional student program has really done a good job identifying students and helping students to get on track. Those students that need to be there after school, she will stay after school to make sure that you get that extra help you need. So students that have struggled because of not being recognized. We had students, I had a student, Kadia James, came to us. She was in the remedial program. She's one of the top students in grade 11 currently, at least. Which shows sometimes you just need somebody to find out where your strength lies, what's your niche, the thing that you can do well, and make you shine in that area.
And like you said, the small environment in which
I'm telling
they
you.
really get that more individualized attention.
Exactly.
But what are the potentials for the school expanding to more technical programs?
I think that's the way we should be going, because while the students at this are being certified, there are no other schools that are certifying students in technical areas. You may do a CXC or 2, but the CBQ is a certification, not a certificate, And it's important that those other technical areas be able to do so as well. But in our current location, I don't think it's possible in our current location. I'm hoping the ministry at some point will plan to move us from this campus and expand these programs into the other areas of the school. Auto mechanics, electronics, technical drawing, all of those technical areas, art and craft, family and consumer science, all of those have certifications that they can have. So hopefully in the future, in the near future, that we can see some kind of a growth so we can expand the CBQ programs throughout more of our schools.
Okay. Do we have through the government system and other probably social organizations that exist in the territory that provide scholarships for VIS students who want to probably go and advance themselves for the field overseas or even at the college?
Well, not that I know of, but I know VIS students qualify, like any other student, for the government scholarships. And I think to get a government scholarship, I think it's 5. They usually ask for 5 CXCs, but the CBQs substitute for CXCs as well. So 5 in any combination makes you eligible to get one of those scholarships from the government.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I delved in that much so that we could talk about it, but you guys are providing that opportunity on Tuesday where you could come and see, actually interact with, with instructors, with the students, to see exactly what they do and what they're capable of. So give us a quick rundown again as to what to expect, where, who can come, what the timeline is like for Tuesday the 18th.
So on Tuesday the 18th, we are scheduled to have our open house at 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
We are welcoming all persons to come out. You are welcome to come and join us and see what VIS has to offer. But we want to extend a special invitation to the students in 9th grade in any secondary school, because we start from 10. So we want the students to come out and see what we have to offer, and for them to see it live so they can make a decision on whether or not this is for me or this is not for me. So we invite all grade 9 students and your parents to come out and see. We'll have live demonstration, we'll have a team welcoming you, we'll have live tours around the campus to see what our school has. We'll talk, there'll be a welcome station where you can register one time.
Okay, I was going to ask
into the program, yes. And then we'll also have little updates on what is to come in September and extracurricular activities and stuff like that.
Awesome. And from you in as we close out?
Yeah, well, as we close, I too as the principal would like to invite persons in the community to come forward and see for yourself.
Yes.
Stop listening to what you hear. Come see the proof. The proof is going to put in. Come and see for yourself what this has to offer, and stop selling your children short because you're hearing a word on the street. Come to the campus. Let us show you that this is the place for your child in 2024, 2025.
Awesome.
I just want to add also that this will be making Big 10 this year.
Oh, it's your 10th anniversary.
Yes.
Wow.
In September they'll be making 10 years since VIS has been around, and that is a milestone. And we just want to encourage persons to just come out and see what the school has to offer. There's great things happening at VIS.
Okay, and I guess you're planning some anniversary celebration, and
We
we'll
must.
come back here to talk about
We
that
must.
when
We
that
must.
time comes around.
We must.
All right, great. Parents, you heard that. I remember that line very carefully. Stop selling your children short. Have them come and see, explore. It's currently 3 main programs right now, but I can put my hand on a block that there are so many kids who would love the opportunity to understand and feel comfortable in that environment. And thanks so much for demystifying the myths about
Thank you for giving us
this.
the opportunity to do so.
Thank you,
All
Kathy.
right. Thank you for the pleasure of your time. I'm Kathy Richards with this edition of The Big Story.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Are you searching for new home decor items that reflect the season's latest trends? Look no further than Right Way Home. From cushion sets to decorative vases, we have unique pieces to suit every style and budget. Discover your right find at the right price, only at Right Way Home and Right Way Stores.